Hello everyone. Today I want to talk to you about something that isn't flashy, it's not exciting, it doesn't make headlines, and it won't give you goosebumps like a motivational video. But it's the one thing that separates those who achieve greatness from those who only dream about it. That secret is discipline. You see, motivation is a feeling. It comes and goes. You feel motivated when you watch an inspiring video or hear a powerful story. But what happens the next day when you're tired, when you don't feel like showing up? That's where discipline steps in. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Motivation might get you started, but discipline is what keeps you going. Motivation is based on mood. Discipline is based on commitment. Motivation you dreams. Discipline gives you results. Think about any successful person you admire. Do you really think they were motivated every single day? No. They just showed up again and again. When it was hard, when it was boring, when no one was watching. That's discipline. Discipline is waking up early when your bed is warm. It's going to the gym when no one else is going. It's choosing the salad over the fast food. It's putting in the work when you'd rather relax. The truth is, discipline is not natural. It's built. It's trained like a muscle. And the more you use it, the stronger it gets. The more you push through your excuses, the more control you gain over your own life. You won't always be motivated, but if you are disciplined, you won't have to be. Discipline gives you structure. It gives you focus. It gives you freedom. Because when you're disciplined, you don't rely on emotion. You rely on action. You stop waiting for the perfect moment and you create it instead. Now let me tell you something powerful. Success is not for the most talented. It's for the most consistent. And consistency only comes from discipline. So if you truly want to change your life, don't chase motivation. Chase discipline. Build habits. Stick to them. And don't stop, no matter what. Because when motivation fades, and it will, discipline is what keeps you going. That's the secret no one talks about. Motivation is like a spark. It's exciting, emotional, and often short-lived. It comes from watching an inspiring video, hearing a success story, or dreaming big. But as soon as challenges appear, motivation tends to disappear. That's because motivation is based on how you feel in the moment, is different. Discipline is a conscious decision. It's the act of doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. It doesn't rely on mood, energy, or emotions. It's rooted in commitment. When you rely on motivation, your actions are inconsistent. You'll start projects and stop halfway. But with discipline, you create momentum. You show up daily, take small steps, and build trust with yourself. Over time, that trust leads to achievement. The truth is, you won't always feel motivated, but you don't need to. What you need is the ability to act without waiting for the right mood. That's discipline. The most successful people aren't driven by constant motivation. They've simply trained themselves to follow through, no matter what. Consistency is the secret behind every great result, and discipline is the force that creates consistency. Anyone can start strong, but staying consistent requires mental strength, focus, and persistence, especially when results take time. Discipline makes your actions predictable. You begin to operate by habit, not emotion. You go to the gym even when you're tired. You study even when you'd rather relax. It becomes part of your routine, your identity. When you're disciplined, you no longer ask, "Do I feel like doing this?" You simply do it because it aligns with your goals. That repetition builds progress over time, and progress builds confidence. Without discipline, your efforts will always be scattered. You'll be hot one day and cold the next. And that lack of consistency leads to frustration and failure. But with discipline, you create reliability in your behavior. You become someone who follows through. That consistency, day after day, is what leads to long-term. Discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you build like a muscle. Just like going to the gym strengthens your body, practicing discipline strengthens your mind and habits. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. At first, discipline feels uncomfortable. Waking up early, saying no to distractions, sticking to a schedule, these things require effort. But over time, as you push through resistance, you begin to rewire your brain. You train yourself to act despite temptation or laziness. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Start small. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Stick to one habit. Keep one promise to yourself. These daily wins compound. Slowly, your willpower increases, your confidence grows, and discipline becomes natural. People often think, "I'm just not a disciplined person." That's false. You might just be out of shape mentally, and like physical fitness, you can train it, and just like muscle, if you stop using it, it weakens. So it's not about perfection, it's about consistency. Build discipline by making tough choices regularly. Each time you do, you grow, and soon you become someone who doesn't need to wait for motivation, because you've trained yourself to do the work anyway. Success isn't about doing something massive once. It's about doing the small, boring things consistently. It's the daily effort that adds up, not the once-in-a-while burst of energy. People often chase big breakthroughs. They want to make one grand gesture that changes everything. But true transformation happens in the quiet moments, the early mornings, the extra hour of study, the choice to keep going when no one notices. Discipline is what helps you repeat those small actions. It makes sure you wake up early every day, not just for watching an inspiring video. It keeps you studying, practicing, and refining your craft even when results are slow. Over time, these small actions compound. 1 page a day becomes a book. One healthy meal becomes a lifestyle. One workout becomes a fit body. Big results are the sum of small, disciplined choices made every single day. Most people overlook because it's not exciting, but it's effective. Motivation might give you a moment of fire, but discipline gives you daily fuel. The secret is in the routine. If you want real change, stop waiting for the big moment and start mastering the small ones. Motivation is like weather. It changes constantly. One day you're fired up to work on your goals, and the next day you're tired, stressed, or distracted. That's why relying on motivation is risky. It's unpredictable and fleeting. You might feel motivated after watching a speech, reading a book, or setting a goal. But that motivation fades. The Catholic's life gets in the way, your emotions shift, and suddenly what seemed so urgent yesterday feels impossible today. That's where discipline steps in. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It cares what you do. It shows up even when motivation doesn't. It's the reliable force that moves you forward regardless of energy, inspiration, or mood. This is why many people start strong but fail to follow through. They were counting on motivation to last, but successful people don't depend on how they feel. They depend on the systems and routines they've built. The truth is, you won't always want to do what's necessary, and that's okay. You don't need to want it, you just need to do it. If you want real results, stop treating motivation like a lifeline. It's not. Discipline is your real ally. It shows up when motivation doesn't, and that's what lasting success. Here's a 300-word conclusion for the speech. Discipline over motivation. The secret to success no one talks about. Conclusion: in the end, it all comes down to this. Discipline is the true driver of success. While motivation can be a powerful spark, it is not dependable. It comes and goes with your mood, your environment, or even the weather. If you only work when you feel like it, you'll never reach your full potential. Discipline is what shows up when motivation doesn't. It's the inner voice that says, "Not anyway." It's the quit power behind every goal achieved, every dream realized, and every life transformed. Successful people aren't superhuman. They've simply trained themselves to stay committed even when it's hard. We live in a world obsessed with instant gratification. Everyone wants quick wins, overnight success, and easy hacks. But the truth is, the real secret lies in doing the hard things consistently, waking up early, saying no to distractions, showing up on the days you feel defeated. That's disciplines. If you truly want to change your life, stop waiting to feel inspired. Start building habits. Take small steps every day, no matter how you feel. That's how growth happens. That's how goals become reality. Discipline is not glamorous, but it's powerful. It's not loud, but it's unshakable. And in the end, it's what separates dreamers from doors. Choose discipline every day, especially when you don't feel like it. That's where success lies. Let me know if you'd like a shorter version for Instagram captions or a quote style version too.